Mature content. The following stream contains content that may not be suitable for all audiences, including mature themes, strong language, and potentially sensitive material. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for being here on this Saturday morning at 11 Eastern. Hey, Marilyn, Love JJ, Christine, Lisa, Lindsay. I never know how to pronounce this. Leah, maybe Leah. What's up, Paul? Yeah, that's why I'm doing this. Yay, a stream that's not in the middle of the night. I know I have a lot of folks overseas, so I was hoping to do this now. So hopefully some of those people can make it, so like they can see a live stream. Although this is not showing up on YouTube, so just not YouTube, on Facebook. Just give me a second here. I do not know why sometimes this works and sometimes this does not work. So just give me 1 second here. I don't know why this is not. I'm waiting for host. Live right now. Restream. Get your shit together, Restream. What a stupid. I'm going to figure this out. All right, so I guess we're just going to be on YouTube now because Restream is not showing this as being live. That's stupid. Hold on. All right, so let's get to this. What's good morning, Andrew? The last three letters will do. Leah. All right, so that works. All right. Hey, Miss Dina. Hey, Renunia. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here. All right, so 1 second here. Before we start, I wanted to talk about something, and that is the law firm of Dumb and Dumber. And the reason I want to talk about them is because I keep getting comments, because I rag on them and I think they suck. But I keep getting comments. People are like, well, they're doing this purposely so that they get an ineffective counsel. They get it appealed on ineffective counsel, that they're doing it on purpose. This is them purposely sucking. So that is not a thing. First of all, it's almost impossible to get an appeal on that. Secondly, let's think about the end game. If they were really, truly trying to do that. So you're telling me that they're doing it on purpose because they know they're going to get a guilty, because there's only going to be an appeal if they get a guilty, right? So they're doing it on purpose because they're going to get a guilty verdict, and then they're going to appeal. And then in like 3 years, they hope it gets overturned so that there's a new trial. And then they are known as the lawyers that were so bad that the Supreme Court had to overturn a verdict. Excuse me. That is not a thing. That's not a thing. They're not doing it on purpose. And I keep getting these comments. And I'm like, just think about that. That is not a thing. I think they suck. I don't think they're doing it on purpose. And I don't think anything that they're doing is like, would even meet that standard. I just think they're jabronis. Like, they don't know how to answer. They don't know how to ask questions. They are rude, and I can't stand how rude they are to the judge and to witnesses. But I do not think that is what they're doing. What's up, Sharon? Keith Bo, hope you're doing all right. What's up, Donna? Chris, what's up? Julie Jensen, I think I said Miss Dina. What's up, everyone? Thanks for being here. So, all right. Let's get into some testimony. And I want to do Squinty Mcgee, who forgot his glasses at home. Chris Kotrodimos. I want to go into the digital forensics. So let's go. Lego. He seemed like a affable fellow.
Please proceed.
Hey, Neely.
Sir, if you could state
Hey,
your name
Andrew.
and spell your last name, please.
Sure.
Hey,
It's
Casey
Chris
Magley.
Kotrodimos. Kotrodimos.
Let's go through your employment background. Where are you currently working?
I currently own my own business. I own a company called M20 Solutions.
What's that company?
We do investigations, training, and consulting for prosecutors, defense teams, and law enforcement.
Is part of that business focused on digital forensics?
Yes.
Prior to that, where did you work?
I worked in law enforcement. I started my career in North Carolina with the Raleigh Police Department. I worked there until 2003. I took a position with the Salt Lake City Police Department, where I worked there until 2017. My last 5 years at Salt Lake City were spent in the homicide unit.
Yes, thank you, Miss Dina, for reminding everyone, if you can, hit that like button. If you want, share it, do the things.
In 2017, I took a position with the Salt Lake County District Attorney's Office as an investigator in the homicide unit and worked there for just shy of 6 years until my retirement in 2022.
And that's when you started your own business?
Yes.
Were you asked to analyze phone downloads and phone records for this case?
Yes.
Were you asked to do that process, look at the phone downloads and the phone records for 3 phones belonging to Kouri Richins?
Yes.
1 phone belonging to Eric Richins?
Yes.
Phone belonging to Carmen Lauber?
Yes.
A phone belonging to Josh Grossman?
Yes.
Julie Jensen coming in hot with a $20 super chat. Let's see if it reads it. Come on, read it, computer.
So happy to catch a live and see you streaming again, Jay. We miss you.
Thank you so much, Julie. I appreciate it very much.
Phone records related to Robert Crozier.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about your qualifications. What type of specific education or training have you received to be able
Betty.
to analyze all of this phone data?
Sure. As it relates to this case, I've taken some formal training. Of course,
What's up, Abby?
Once you get the formal training, then you get a lot of your experience in the field, in practical experience using that training. I'm a Cellbrite certified operator course. I took that. I took the Cellbrite certified physical analyzer course as well. And then from the call detail records standpoint, I am certified and took a course in, it's called TRAX. It's owned by LexisNexis. It's a location and data analysis program for call detail records and geolocation.
Have you testified before as an expert in digital forensics?
Yes.
How many times?
At least a dozen times in major cases.
And have you testified for prosecution and defense in those cases?
Yes.
How many phones have you done analysis for in your time doing this work?
Phones, hundreds, and call detail records are probably over 1,000.
Have you done downloads yourself
I have. Yes.
for other cases?
I have.
So let's start. We'll treat it like a funnel. We'll start big picture. Let's talk about digital forensics. What is digital forensics?
The best and easiest way to describe it is the analysis of electronic devices. As it relates to this case, and my specialty is mostly phones and some computers.
So let's talk about specialties within digital forensics. What is, you mentioned that you're certified Cellbrite analyzer user
Yes.
or certified
Yes.
in that program. What is Cellbrite?
Cellbrite, they have several products, but generally what they do is they provide extraction tools to extract data from devices, and then they also provide analysis tools so that you can analyze then those readable files.
You mentioned call detail records. Is there an acronym we refer to those in shorthand?
Yes, CDR.
What is a CDR?
So a call detail record or a CDR is exactly what it sounds like, pretty much. Okay, it's a record from your carrier, from your cell carrier, like Verizon or AT&T, and what it is it is a record of all your call details, so your incoming and outgoing calls, texts, data sessions, things of that nature.
You mentioned location analysis. How do you perform something like location analysis using cell phone data or CDR data?
Yeah, so you can map both, but prevalence is call detail records. So law enforcement can obtain call detail records that include location data with them, and location data is essentially the carrier reports and maintains a record during their normal course of business, which towers you're using, where that tower is located, and what antenna or
All right, we know this
sector
shit.
of
The two main sources of that information.
so like for phone data.
Two main. The call detail records, you said they were stored by the carrier. Is that correct?
Correct.
Device, or are those solely
Yeah, the numbers, the communication.
Let's get into it, pal.
Call detail.
and you to allow you to analyze the content?
And
Programs of
this industry, particularly in law enforcement.
So now you testified that you've done downloads yourself of some phones.
Yes.
Can the person doing the download, extracting that raw data from a phone, can
Obtain.
format?
Most importantly is the calls, texts, process, the original, like if it was sent to you, photos.
Metric data. What type of biometric data can you recover from 337D?
No objection. Okay. States 3-37D is admitted.
And publish, please.
Oh, I'm gonna let the robot read this.
I am a new follower, so I am catching my first live stream finally. I've been watching the rewatches.
Well, welcome, Mandy. Really appreciate that. Thanks so much. Welcome to the gang. Everyone say hi to Mandy. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you.
Okay. I have
Oh, Donna's here. What's up,
a
Donna?
pointer that I'm going to try to use.
All right.
What do you think, Scott? Okay. Let's start at the top.
All right.
Relax,
What,
Giggly. It's just a fucking thing with this dude is giggling over like this. It's relax, pal. It's just a display of phones. What's so funny?
What do you think, Scott? Okay. Let's start at the top.
All right.
What phone is at the top?
You know who he's kind of like? What's his name? The Jack McBrayer, the guy from 30 Rock with the smiley guy. I don't know his name on 30 Rock. Isn't it Jack? Like he's like him. He's just like Kenneth. Is it Kenneth on 30 Rock?
Of this exhibit.
Okay, so the phone at the top of the exhibit on the left-hand side is Miss Richins' white iPhone, and the two numbers that are there, next to the 1 and the 2, those represent the phone numbers that were being used on that device during the time of September 2020 to April of 2022.
What do those dates represent?
That's the duration of the time that phone was being utilized.
So you mentioned for Kouri Richins' white iPhone that there were two numbers on that phone. What number were you able to determine was maybe the primary or most used number for that phone?
Right, so the number ending in 1987 is going to be the primary number. That is the carrier subscriber number through Verizon that phone was utilizing. And then the 1152 number is a VoIP number that was being used on that device as well.
So you said VoIP number, but tell the jury, how do you get two phone numbers on one phone?
You just use an app.
Okay. How is, in this case, the number 1152, how is that different?
I'm sorry, this guy. You just use an app. Like, bro, this guy, if he's I want whatever he has. I want his drugs. And if he's just naturally like that, like how, sir?
So you said VoIP number, but tell the jury, how do you get 2 phone numbers on one phone?
You just use an app.
Okay.
Why is that? This
How is, in this case, the number 1152, how is that different than what you called the subscriber number, the 1987? How is it different?
Right, so that number, a VoIP number, it uses the internet to make calls, make and receive calls, make and receive texts. You can use that number like you would your normal carrier number. The difference is it uses data, and so it typically doesn't show up on your call detail records when you use it.
Did you view a...
Whoa, Lynn just bought 3 coffees. Lynn said, thanks for always coming back, Jay. I love your takes. Well, thank you so much, Lynn. And Kathy just paid $25 on Venmo. I love your trial commentary, Jay, the original court jester. Thank you so much, Kathy and Lynn. Appreciate it very much.
download from Kouri Richins' white iPhone?
I did.
And that came from the Summit County Sheriff's Office?
It did.
And that download was performed by Cheney Ingtao, and another download by Marcos Gary Cuchilla?
I believe so, yes.
Did that download contain text messages, call logs, web searches, things like that?
Yes.
In addition to that, were you also able to view what we were calling activity data or device sensor data for that phone?
Yes.
When you did the analysis for that white iPhone, was there evidence of deletions?
Yes.
Was there evidence of text message deletions?
Yes.
Evidence of call log deletions?
Yes.
Describe what time frame you were able to recognize those deletions happening.
The time frame essentially for that device is mid-March. So specifically as it relates to some of the other items I looked at related to this case, we're looking basically January 1st through middle of March 2022.
What was missing from that phone for January 2022, February 2022, and March 2022?
Hundreds of text messages at least. They were also missing most of the web history artifacts in that device.
Call histories as well?
Call logs, etc.
So turning your attention to the middle phone here, what are the dates for the use of that phone?
April 14th, 2022 to May 8th, 2023.
Now I noticed that silver iPhone has the same number as the white iPhone. How did that occur?
So this is a new device that Ms. Richins began using on April 14th, and she basically just had her old number assigned to this new device.
Were you able to view a download for this phone?
Yes.
And that was performed by the Summit County Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
Now, comparing Kouri's silver iPhone that she began using in April of 2022 compared to the prior phone, the one that she was using leading up to that point, were there patterns of deletions in this phone similar to the white iPhone?
There were some deletions noted, but not in the same manner as the previous phone, no.
What do you mean not in the same manner?
Meaning there were not big chunks of hundreds of text missing from the device that I noted, compared to the new phone did not have that type of deletion in it.
So now let's talk about the third phone on this exhibit. It says Kouri Richins' blue iPhone. Did you also view an extraction for this phone?
I did.
Or I guess extraction and download. I'm using them interchangeably. Is that
so
okay?
Do I. That's fine.
They're the same thing.
Yeah.
And that download came from the Summit County Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
Now, similar questions about the blue iPhone.
Scott's here, but he's late, so you know we gotta hit him with the.
It seems that the date ranges for that are the same as the silver iPhone. Is that correct?
Correct.
So, based on your analysis, Kouri Richins was using the blue iPhone and the silver iPhone at the same time.
Correct.
Same question for the blue iPhone. Were there mass deletions on the blue iPhone when comparing it to what you looked at for the white iPhone?
No.
Now, you did an analysis of a phone belonging to Carmen Lauber, is that correct?
Correct.
And that's the phone with the number ending 6127?
Yes,
Did you analyze CDR data for Carmen Lauber's phone?
I did.
And did you view an extraction or a download for that phone?
Yes.
And that came from the Summit County Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
This
On
giggly
Carmen
motherfucker.
Lauber's phone, were you able to tell if there were deletions on that phone?
Yes.
What were you able to note about items being deleted?
Essentially in the same manner as with Miss Richins' original phone. When comparing Miss Lauber's call detail records, there were hundreds of texts and dozens of calls contained in those call detail records for that period of time, but they were no longer contained inside the device. Like there was pretty much all of those gone.
Did you also look at call detail records for Robert Crozier's phone?
Yes.
And was that for a phone with a number ending 0540?
Yes.
Kuda.
All right, turning your attention to Robert Josh Grossman. Did you analyze a download for a phone belonging to that person?
Yes.
And that download was given to you by the Summit County Sheriff's Office.
Yes.
One download that was performed by Marcos Garicachia. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yes.
And that phone had two different numbers associated with it, 1260 and then 0904.
Correct.
When looking at all of these different phone downloads, did you analyze communications between Eric Richins and Kouri Richins?
Yes.
Scott, if you could show Mr. Kotrodimos Exhibit 2-3D, please. Just zoom in a little bit so he can recognize it. Is this a message between Kouri Richins and Eric Richins from December of 2020?
Yes, it is.
Scott, if you could show the witness Exhibit 2-5D. Is this another message between Kouri Richins and Eric Richins from June of 2021?
Yes.
Scott, if you could show the witness Exhibit 2-17D. Is this a text message between Eric Richins and Kouri Richins in January of 2022?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay, before we jump into communications between some of these other parties, I want to see if you have analyzed these messages as well. Scott, if you could show the witness Exhibit 2-121. Do you recognize this message as a text message thread that you analyzed from Kouri Richins' phone from December of 2022?
Yes.
Scott, if you could show the witness 2-112. Similar question, do you recognize this as a text message from Kouri Richins' phone that you analyzed from February of 2023?
Yes.
And Exhibit 2-113. Do you recognize this message as a text thread with Kouri Richins from March of 2023?
Yes.
And Scott, 2-14, please.
Scott!
Do you recognize this as a message from Kouri Richins' phone from March of 2023?
Yes.
Thank you, Scott. Did you analyze communications between Kouri Richins and, I know he goes by Josh, but Robert Josh Grossman?
Yes.
Did they communicate as far back as 2020?
They did, yes.
And through October of 2022?
Yes.
What were the typical volume of calls and texts between Kouri Richins and Josh Grossman?
Particularly from November of 21, which was essentially when the 1152 number showed up on his phone, daily, with a few exceptions.
Now, Scott, if you could put up 337D again, please, for the jury as well.
One moment.
Now, you mentioned that the 1152 number showed up on Josh Grossman's phone. What number did Kouri Richins and Josh Grossman, from Kouri Richins' side, what number did she use to communicate with Josh Grossman?
By text, 1152.
Were you able to tell if she communicated with other people using that phone number, or was it mostly Mr. Grossman?
Mr. Grossman.
Did you find information on Kouri Richins' phone about these communications?
That burner is where Kouri would get the text from Josh talking about a mariachi band that he had kidnapped and put under his sink for hours and hours so that he could surprise her.
Or was
With a
that mostly from
celebration.
Mr. Grossman's phone?
I found none on Miss Richins, and everything I found was on Mr. Grossman's.
Robert Josh
In
didn't delete anything.
analyzing Kouri Richins' communications with Josh Grossman, did you locate documents that pertain to this case?
Yes.
Scott, if you could show the witness Exhibit 3-1. Scott! And then if you could, I believe there's a second page, if you could show the subsequent pages. Do you recognize this?
I do.
What is it?
This is
Generally speaking, is
generally
it a
speaking,
document you found?
Yeah, it's a vacation reservation made, or that was located inside Miss Richins' device.
I'm going to move to admit 3-1.
Can you zoom out for a second, Scott? Go back to page 1 for me. It's a 2-page document, is that right?
I don't know if there's a third page. There's a third page that's the...
4th. Okay. 4 pages.
4.
Mr. Roman.
Objection to authenticity as well as hearsay.
Talk to me about authenticity. Why don't you folks approach for a second?
I don't know what the hell I did with my shot sound effect. I gotta try to find it. Shot. Aha. If you are new here, when I used to cover trials live, we would do shots during the sidebars.
Mr. Kotrodimos, in analyzing Kouri Richins' phone, did you find documents that were pertinent to this case?
Yes.
And you located those on Kouri Richins' device?
Yes.
And looking at Exhibit 3-1 in front of you, is this one of those documents that you located on her phone?
Yes.
Move to admit 3-1.
Mr. Ellis, any other objection? Yep. Okay. So the record is clear. The objection asserted at sidebar is overruled. Scott, forgive me, you got to go back to page 1. 3-1, a 4-page document is admitted. Do you want to publish?
Yes, please. And Scott, if we could zoom in on. Thank you, Scott. Did you analyze communications between Kouri Richins and Carmen Lauber?
Yes.
Did they begin communicating around December of 2021?
They communicated prior to 2021, but in relation to this case and in relation to the cell phone, the CDR records, in relation to that extraction or her phone download, yes, 2021, December.
From January of 2022 to, say, March 15th of 2022, what was the volume or approximate volume of text messages between Kouri Richins and Carmen Lauber for that 3-month period?
Between the two of them, about 800 text messages.
Doing some quick math, that's about 11 per day.
Yes, about 10 or 11 a day on average.
So from March 16th, 2022 to the end of that year, so March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, approximately how many text messages between Kouri Richins and Carmen Lauber for that 9-month time frame?
About 600, 650.
Okay, we're going to do some quick.
Rich Easy Boy with the super chat. Hey Jay, new to your channel, first time catching a live. I'm going through your Charlie Adelson trial for the first time. Awesome, and thanks so much for being here. And thank you so much for the super chat.
Math, is that about 3 per day?
It's about 3 per day.
Now, to be clear, I'm not asking you if they communicated 3 times a day, right? Just
Correct.
doing the average, that's about what it would come out to.
Right, it's about a 70% decrease if my math is right.
Why is that fucking
Where does
funny?
that data come from?
The call detail records between Kouri Richins and Carmen Lauber.
And because it's a call detail record, we don't have the content of any of those messages.
Correct.
They've been deleted from Kouri Richins' phone.
Yes.
They've been deleted from Carmen Lauber's phone.
Yes.
We don't know what they said.
Correct.
I want to turn your attention to February 11th, 2022. Did you analyze CDR records for Kouri Richins from that time frame?
Yes.
If you could look at Exhibit 3-6, please. Do you recognize this?
I do.
Is this a call detail record for Kouri Richins' phone?
Yes.
Is this one of those documents that you reviewed in your analysis for this case?
Yes.
Remove to admit 3-6.
States 3-6 is admitted.
If we could please publish that document. Okay, we've been talking about call detail records. Is this a call detail record?
Yes, this is the billing version of it, but yes, this is the call detail record.
Why does it say Eric Richins at the top?
He's the subscriber, the Verizon subscriber, so it has his name on it.
Now, when we're looking at the phone number at the top, this clicker
That
is not
pointer.
liking me, but I wanted to point it out. It says 1987, and that's the number that belonged to Kouri Richins.
This fucking guy, he's looking at the jury. He's like, why is no one laughing
it
on the
says
jury?
19
Because it's not funny. Looking at that piece of paper is not funny. Dude.
87, and that's the number that belonged to Kouri Richins, correct?
Yes.
Take half the dosage
So
of
when we're
Valium next
looking
time.
at each of these individual calls on this particular document, how do you know if it's an incoming or outgoing call?
On destination, so there's, what is that, about 7 columns over where it says destination. There is it denotes that in there. And so it'll say incoming. If it's got a switch location on there, like Salt Lake, Utah, that typically is an outgoing.
Does this call detail record show the duration of a call?
It does.
Where is that on the
So
document?
just to the right where it was highlighted, where it says minutes, MIN, right, the abbreviation, that is the minute, or that is the amount per minute of the call. Or sorry, it's in seconds sometimes. So yeah,
Is this duration in
this is in
minutes?
minutes. Yes, I apologize.
Did Kouri
Bro.
Richins make phone calls on February 11th, 2022 at 11:27, 12:36, and 12:39?
Yes, I think it was 12:27. But yes.
I might have said the wrong minute.
It's okay. Yeah,
Did you determine who these calls were made to?
I did.
How did you do that?
I Googled the numbers.
Okay. And who do those numbers come back to?
Those are IRS numbers.
So on those 3 occasions, Kouri Richins was calling the IRS.
Correct.
Still talking about, thank you, Scott, for that. Still talking about February 11th of 2022. Did you analyze communications or CDR records for Kouri Richins and Carmen Lauber from that day?
Yes,
And did they communicate that day?
they did.
And do you know that from the CDR data?
Yes.
For February 11th, 2022, do you have location data related to Carmen Lauber's cell tower use on that day?
Yes, from her device, yes.
And did that come from the call detail records?
Yes.
Scott, if you could show the witness exhibit 3-8D, sorry, 38D. Scott! If you could zoom out just a little bit so that we can see the whole.
We can. It's that screen.
Oh, it's my screen. I see. Everyone else can see the whole thing. Okay. Do you recognize?
Don't fucking encourage him, prosecutor. Don't you fucking do it. Don't encourage this man to laugh. Look at him. He's looking at the jury again. Like, everyone, isn't this hilarious? This hilarious murder trial? Isn't all this hilarious? Are we at Yuckles, the local comedy club? This is just the funniest day of my life.
This?
I do.
And he's like, why aren't they laughing?
Did you help create this?
I did.
And did you do that using the CDR data we've been talking about?
Correct. I provided the call detail information to the graphic designer that created this exhibit.
Does exhibit 3-8D accurately depict the raw data that you analyzed?
Yes.
Move to admit 3-8D.
States 3-8 Delta is admitted.
If we could please publish. So, what are we looking at here? Describe for the jury, and if it's easier for you to step down, you can. But what's at the top?
You know what? Yeah, maybe I will step down actually.
Because I have this clicker, but maybe it will
Gotcha.
work better.
You guys are going to help me settle a dispute that I had with Shannon, and I want you guys to, I want your thoughts. And I'm not going to tell you which party thought what, but the question I have for you guys, we're not up to the point yet, but do you think this picture of Carmen Lauber is the same one as the selfie in the car? And they'll come to that, but just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Do you think this picture is the same one as the selfie in the car? Just got a 420 from Kathy. I am cracking up over the shenanigans of this trial. Kathy, thanks again. Appreciate it very much for the Venmo.
Because I have this clicker, but maybe it will
Gotcha.
work better for you.
It's
You can try to use this. It's just a little.
If I tap it, it works. That does not work.
Glad it wasn't just
Mr.
me.
Kotrodimos, would you tap that mic, see if this works? Yeah, okay. Thank you, sir.
yeah. Okay.
Okay,
So
go ahead and describe what we're looking at here.
right. Well, what we're looking at is a representation of the call detail records that Ms.
We're just lucky that when this guy got the mic, he wasn't like, so how come you park in a driveway and drive it on the parkway? Am I right?
Shervinick mentioned. What you have on the right-hand side is going to be the text communications between Ms. Richins and Ms. Lauber for February 11th, 2022. There's just a photo so you know whose device we're referring to. A photo of Ms. Richins, a photo of Ms. Lauber. The blue bubble with the 3 dots indicates that this is a text message, and then the arrow is going to depict which direction that calls. So, for instance, the very first one at 3:22:44 is an outgoing message from Miss Richins to Miss Lauber at that time. And so these are on the right-hand side. These are going to come up so that you can see when the two communicated, the volume of the communication, and then also the direction. Okay. On the left-hand side is a representation of essentially the Davis County and Salt Lake County Valley areas, and you're going to see locations pop up on these on this map as we move through the record chronologically. What those, for instance, there you go. Thanks, Scott. So this is a tower location. It's pointing to the location of the tower. That's important, not the device, but the tower of that Miss Lauber device is utilizing at 4:11 p.m., for instance. Okay, Mr. Crozier's record was also populated into this as well, and at the same time at 4:11 p.m., Mr. Crozier is pointing towards a tower location in the Davis County area. So you know which tower their devices are using. On the left-hand side, these are going to move. And what that depicts is the movement of the device as they reacquire different towers. Okay? And then on the right-hand side, as we go through the slides, it's going to start populating. So Scott, you can start populating. So at 4:11, this represents a phone or a communication between Miss Lauber and Mr. Crozier, and this is their respective locations. You can see on the right-hand side through the 4 o'clock and the 5 o'clock hour.
All right. I'm gonna put a question that I'm gonna do a poll right now, and you guys are gonna help settle a debate. Engage with my audience. Start a poll. Do you think the picture used in the in the exhibit is the same as the one of her in the car? All right, so what I'm asking here is, do you think this picture with the green background is from this picture with her, and apparently she took her dog on the drug deal? Do you think those are this is the picture they use in this picture with the green background? Let me know what you guys think about that.
Beginning in the 5 o'clock hour, Miss Richins and Miss Lauber continue to communicate via text. At 5:05, Miss Lauber is still in the Heber Valley area. And that picture that you just saw was a photo from that time frame that was recovered from Miss Lauber's cell phone device. All right, so you can see at 5:05, Miss Lauber is now, her device is now hitting on a tower in the Provo Canyon area out near the reservoir. And Mr. Crozier's device is using a tower at 5:20 p.m. up in the Davis County area. And on the right-hand side, you're going to see Miss Richins and Miss Lauber continue to communicate with one another. And Miss Lauber's device is traveling down Provo Canyon and into the Utah County area. That device is now heading into roughly the Utah County area. It's utilizing towers in those locations. And eventually it's going to move north. And you can see Mr. Crozier's device has now jumped significantly. I want to explain this to you, the jury, because this is important. Mr. Crozier's carrier is T-Mobile. Okay, so his carrier does not provide location data for the.
You're all asking me to zoom in, but I won't do that because that won't be fair, because I didn't zoom in when it was me and Babe. So I'm going to keep this a fair, double, non-blind test.
these records for text. It's only calls. So the only time Mr. Crozier's location is going to appear the change is when his device is utilizing a tower for a call. Miss Lauber's was more detailed. This isn't all of every single pinpoint of every single tower, because every single text she made utilized a tower. But for the sake of not cluttering this up with a bunch of repeats on top of each other, you can assume that from the previous point to the next point, she was utilizing the tower before it. So she was utilizing the tower near the reservoir for several texts, and then now she's using this one in the Utah County area. All right, Scott. Yep, so Mr. Crozier's device is now moved a little bit farther south and utilizing a tower there. In the 6 o'clock hour, Ms. Lauber and Ms. Richins are communicating via text, and Ms. Lauber is now arriving on a tower at or near the area of, it's in Draper, Utah, near the area of a Maverick store that's there. Mr. Crozier is heading in the same general direction, utilizing a tower in the same area. You can see on the right-hand side, Ms. Richins and Ms. Lauber are continuing to communicate via text. And then at 7:21, we have Mr. Crozier and Ms. Lauber utilizing the same tower. They're not talking to each other, but they are utilizing the same tower near that Draper location. And this is that location. So on the left-hand side, you can see there Mr. Crozier and Ms. Lauber at 7:21 are making their respective communications. Their devices are using this tower, which is located across the freeway from this Draper, from this Maverick store in Draper, right off the freeway.
Honestly, that's like a perfect location for a drug deal. Not that I've ever been to one personally, but that's a good place that you could go to, meet someone in the parking lot to get, marijuana or anything else. Personally, I've never done that, but that would be a good place.
Ms. Lauber and Ms. Richins continue to communicate into the 7 o'clock.
All right. I'm going to end the poll now because the picture is up. We have another picture. Going to end the poll. And the results are 71% say yes, it's the same one in the text, and 29% no. And the majority say yes. Congratulations. You are all wrong. That is not the same picture. Not this one, not the other one. It's a different hat. It's a different hat. That is not the same picture. That is not the same hat. Not the same picture. I mean, not this one or the other one. The hat, it's a different hat. It's a different picture. It's a different hat. You all played yourselves, everyone who voted yes. And no one better tell Shannon about this either.
Clock hour. This photo was recovered from Ms. Lauber's phone download, depicting her with another woman during this time. There's another photo. And by 8:20, Ms. Lauber's device is now moving south and utilizing towers south of that Draper location. And by 8:47, Mr. Crozier has made or received a phone call, because we know that's the only records his denote towers, and he's moving back north towards the Davis County area. And then Ms. Lauber by 8:56 is utilizing a tower in the Heber Valley area. Ms. Lauber remains in the Heber Valley area, and then on the right-hand side, sorry, Scott, but if you can go back one slide, Ms. Richins and Ms. Lauber continue to communicate into the 9 o'clock hour via text. So from 3:42 to 9:02, the defendant, Ms. Lauber, communicated 34 times via text. During the same time, Ms. Lauber and Mr. Crozier communicated 50 times via text and 6 times via voice call. Yeah, you can just take that, but I think I can walk them through it from here now. Okay, understand. Yeah.
Did you also look at communications from February 11th, 2022 between Carmen Lauber and Robert Crozier?
Yes.
Did they communicate on that day?
Yes.
And is that information from the call detail records?
Yes.
Scott, if you could show the witness Exhibit 3-33D. Do you recognize this?
I do.
Similar to the last exhibit, something that you helped to create?
Yes.
Real quick, guys, I have a sound effect that I labeled SpongeBob STFU, and I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna play it now.
Can you shut the fuck up?
Where did I get that from?
Can you shut the fuck up?
I don't even remember having that one.
And using the call detail records that you were just describing?
Yes.
Does Exhibit 3-33D accurately depict the raw data that you viewed in this case?
Yes.
Move to admit 3-33D.
Your Honor, no objection. If the following testimony is going to be similar to the last one, perhaps we can have some questions. I think we all understand where they're traveling and what it means now, just to move things along.
3-33D is admitted. Would you like to publish?
Yes, please. Okay, so similar to the last exhibit that we looked at, is this one laid out the same way?
It is, yes.
And the last exhibit was depicting communications between Carmen Lauber and Kouri Richins, and this one is between Carmen Lauber and Robert Crozier. Is that correct?
Correct.
Otherwise, the different indicators, the bubbles, the arrows, those things remain the same as the previous exhibit?
Yes.
The map that we're looking at, the area of the Salt Lake Valley remains the same?
Yes.
And then similarly, as we see the different pictures of the people moving, that is the cell phone towers that their device is utilizing at those different times.
Correct.
Scott, if we could move through this exhibit, and Mr. Kotrodimos, if there's anything that you want to note regarding the communications between Robert Crozier and Carmen Lauber.
Right. I think if we just, for the sake of time, like Mr. Ramos just said, we can just slowly click through those, Scott, and I can just describe to the jury what they're saying. It's the Miss Lauber and Mr. Crozier are communicating at 11 p.m., almost noon, and then into the 5 o'clock hour, and then again you see Miss Lauber's device move out of the Heber Valley area into the Utah County area, where it will ultimately end up in the south end of the Salt Lake County area, and I believe utilize a tower at or near the Draver once again. And Mr. Crozier's device is moving south out of the Davis County area once more. They're located in at or near the exact same location for a period of time, and then they return. Mr. Crozier returns back to the Davis County area, and Miss Lauber returns back to the Heber Valley area. Yeah, there's another. That's that representation of that 721 phone call. Yep.
Thank you, Scott. I want to turn your attention to February 14th of 2022. If we could put up Exhibit 3-6, that one's already been admitted.
Do you want to show it again?
Yes, please publish it to the jury.
1 moment.
And Scott, if we could expand on the phone call at 8:53 a.m. So, from these records, did Kouri Richins make an outgoing phone call on February 14th at 8:53 a.m.?
Yes,
Did you determine who that number belongs to?
I did.
Who does it belong to?
That is the Mirror Lake Diner.
Thank you, Scott. For February 14th of 2022, did you analyze communications between Kouri Richins and Josh Grossman?
Yes.
Scott, if you could show the witness 2-27D. And scroll through so we can see all of it. Do you recognize this?
I do.
Did you help to create this, or did you create this?
I created this one.
And does Exhibit 2-27D accurately depict the raw data that you analyzed for this case?
Yes.
I'll move to admit 2-27D.
Sorry, Judge, I just can't see it from over here. No objection, Judge. Thank you.
States 2-27D is admitted.
If you could publish that, Scott.
Well, I can read these. Good morning. This is from Kouri to Robbie, Josh. Good morning. I'll call you when I'm going to head down carpooling now. They have to run home and make quick finger food for Carter's V-Day class party, drop off at school, and then I'll hit the road, probably 9:40. And Robert Josh responds, cool.
And if you could scroll through the pages, and then I'll ask Mr. Kotrodimos about the last page.
Leaving the school, Camus, headed that way. And Joshy Boy likes headed that way. Hour-long ride? Question mark. Yep. And then I love you from Kouri. I love you, wanna be one of my Valentines. I love you. Oh God, this again. Joshy Boy, my heart is smiling when those three words come from you. I mean, I've read these before, but I'll read them again. My heart is smiling when those three words.
Jay, I have missed a lot trying to listen at work, so I appreciate this.
You got it, and thank you so much for the super chat, Marilyn Love JJ. My heart is smiling when those three words come from you. It's very unique, different than any time I've heard them before. Those feelings, when coming from you, bring up different feelings in me. Your love reminds me how much God loves me. Reminds me that, parentheses, my mom's son, I am secretly the luckiest man on the face of the earth. Gives me immense amounts of appreciation, gratitude, and honor. I wouldn't trade your love in for a million of... I don't know what that means. What is he saying? I wouldn't trade your love in for a million of ... You name it, whatever is next best. Darling, you better believe I'll be one of your Valentines. Will you be my Valentine tonight? I was writing this on the way to Salt Lake. I know you feel the need to apologize, but just so you know, I like to see you on phone calls. I like to watch you text and to hear you read aloud. I see beauty, intelligence, quick wit, cuteness, and authenticity. It's like seeing this line. It's like seeing a white tiger in a tropical forest instead of remembering one at the zoo. I love it. Yes, I'll be one of your Valentines, along with your husband and any other of the Valentines. I mean, he didn't read. This guy's laughing at everything. He didn't laugh at. It's like seeing a white tiger in a tropical forest. This guy thinks everything's in the world is funny, and he's reading this and doesn't think it's funny. Well, what did he say there? I love you most. By the way, is she driving to him? Like, what is that drive? It's not to him. I thought that drive was not to him for a booty call on Valentine's Day. So,
what are we looking at that's depicted here on the last page of this exhibit?
So this is an image that was contained within that text thread that was sent by Miss Richins to Mr. Grossman.
And it was sent approximately an hour before that arrival time. Is that correct?
Correct. This follows the text in which Mr. Grossman asked Miss Richins about an hour, and she sent this photo.
Thank you, Scott. Did you also analyze communications between Kouri Richins and Eric Richins on Valentine's Day, 2022?
Yes.
If you could show Mr. Kotrodimos 2-28D and scroll through it so he can see the whole exhibit, please. Created.
Yes.
Does Exhibit 2-28D accurately depict the raw data that you analyzed in this case?
Yes.
Move to admit 2-28D.
States 2-28D is admitted.
We could publish, please. And Scott, similar to the last exhibit, I'll have you move.
And then from Eric. No, from Kouri. No, this has got to be from Eric. This is green. Okay, I'm gonna go lay down for a bit. If I don't start getting better, I'm gonna head to the hospital.
Through and Mr. Kotrodimos, it's kind of clear from the to and from, but who is going to be typing the messages that are in the green bubbles?
All right, so the green is from, that's the 9317. That's Eric Richins, and the 2, or the recipient in this would be 1987, which is Kouri Richins.
And so her responses, Kouri Richins' responses are in blue, is that correct?
Correct.
Geez, it's that bad. Need me to come home, go take a nap, and call me when you're up. So, guys, do I have this correctly? She, makes the sandwich. She goes to the diner, puts the stuff in the sandy, takes it to Eric, and then goes to meet with Robbie Josh on Valentine's. Is that what we're saying here? She gets the thing from the diner, gets it to Eric, then leaves him to go be with Robert Joshi. Is that what?
These messages come in, if you're on, you can give the instructions that you've done in the past as to the figures as to Mr. Richins. Maybe we can just do it once. We all know that it applies to all of them.
By Ms. Richins on her side of that kite you deem appropriate.
Your Honor, may we approach?
Sure. For the jury.
Discuss first, break second.
Understood. Mr. Ramos. So we're talking specifically regarding 2-28D from there.
Thank you, Judge. If we could put 228D up on the screen. I don't know if we got through the whole conversation before. I forget where we...
I'm going to let this play. I got to figure out what my dog is going crazy about. Hold on.
We left off. So I'm going to have Scott go through this conversation for the jury with that new instruction in mind.
All right, I'm back. Sorry. Babe just came home. Let me go read these things. All right. Geez, it's that bad. Need me to come home, go take a nap, and call me when you're up. Are you home? From Eric. No, in Provo. Oh, yeah. She's in Provo waiting for her Yeah, she's waiting for an installation, all right. No, in Provo, waiting for my cabinet installer guy. Are you home? She's waiting for an installation of some of Robbie Josh's crotch meat. In the office, I've been sleeping out here. Weirdo, go in our bed. No, it's quiet out here. It will be quiet in there if you lock the door, you sleep through anything. Anaya. Anyway. How you feeling? Okay, wish you were here. Oh, Eric, this... I would cuddle ya. Heading back in 20, he just got here. Question mark. Question mark, question mark. Thanks for answering. Whoa.
JBN for life, good to be here with you, Jay, and so many old friends.
Thank you so much, Miss Dina. Appreciate it very much. And for always sharing stuff on Sharing Justice, Seeking Justice. Make sure you follow them on the twitter.com, Seeking Justice. And they have a Discord. Sign up for this Discord. And Miss Dina, member for 27 months. Thank you so much, Miss Dina. Did you call? You didn't call. We are headed in there. Food is on the front seat of my truck.
In addition to these text messages, did you also analyze Eric Richins' device data, sensor data, I guess, for February 14th of 2022?
Yes.
If we could show exhibit of 2022.
That ring. That is quite a ring there that Ramos has. Is that a wedding ring? That's his wedding ring? Look at that thing.
Yes.
If we could show exhibit 314D, please. Do you recognize this?
I do.
Is this an exhibit you helped create?
Yes.
Does exhibit 3-14D accurately depict the raw data that you analyzed from Eric Richins' phone?
Yes.
Move to admit 3-14D.
No objection.
States 3-14D is admitted.
If we could publish, please. When you analyzed the movement data from Eric Richins' phone on Valentine's Day 2022, we're looking at a graph here. What does this graph depict?
The graph depicts travel, so in distance in blue, and in energy exertion basically in green, and the in frequency hour to hour on February 14th, 2022.
Was there a gap in Eric Richins' movement and the other data that you just referenced during the middle of that day?
Yes.
Is that denoted here in the blown up portion? What do we see?
It is. There's a data set on the left-hand side for flights climbed, distance traveled, and steps. Depicting. So this is a portion. Well, actually, this is the 12 o'clock hour. And then on the right-hand side, there is device activity for depicting steps and distance traveled at 1:32.
And so from this data, we can tell that from approximately 12:05 to 1:32, there was no movement data recorded on Eric Richins' phone.
Correct.
Did you analyze his phone for similar types of movement on other days?
Yes.
And did you compare the data from Valentine's Day to those other days?
I did.
Was it unusual for Eric to have, Eric Richins to have an 87-minute gap in his activity in the middle of a workday?
It wasn't typical, no.
Thank you, Scott. I want to turn your attention to February 26th of 2022. Did you analyze communications between Kouri Richins and Carmen Lauber on that day?
Yes.
Scott, if we could show Mr. Kotrodimos 3-16D. Do you recognize this?
I do.
Did you help create this?
I did.
Is this using the CDR data that you analyzed for this date?
Yes, this is essentially the same type of exhibit that was created for February 11th.
Does Exhibit 3-16D accurately depict the raw data that you viewed for February 26th?
It does.
Move to admit 3-16D, please.
No objection.
States 3-16D is admitted.
And publish to the jury, please. So we saw an exhibit like this before for
Yes.
February 11th.
Yes, we did.
Are we looking at information now pertaining to February 26th?
We are on this. This exhibit is text communication between Ms. Richins and Ms. Lauber on that day.
And similar map of the same area?
Yes.
Arrows denoting who sent the message?
Yes. The times they were sent and received and direction, yes.
Now, these pictures are kind of small, but similar to the last exhibit from February 11th, Ms. Richins is denoted with the red background. Is that correct?
Correct. She's on the left side there.
And
Babe, everyone decided that I was right about the picture of Carmen Lauber. I did a poll, and everyone decided that I was right, that it's not the same picture from the text message and her selfie.
Ms. Lauber is denoted
You're welcome.
with the green background.
Correct.
And then we also see
She just said, can't wait to spend time together. She said, thanks for letting her know. And she can't wait to spend time together tonight.
Robert Crozier on these exhibits, and he's in the yellow background. Is that correct?
Yes, he will come up. There he is. He'll come up on the map there on the left-hand side.
And again, Scott, if we could move through this exhibit, and Mr. Kotrodimos, if you could describe what we're seeing as we go through this
Sure.
process for February 26th.
Sure. On the right-hand side, similar to the other day, there was text communications between Ms. Richins and Ms. Lauber through the 2 o'clock hour. It picked back up in the 5 p.m. hour. And at some point during the 5 p.m. hour, Ms. Lauber's device started utilizing towers in those same locations from the previous day. Provo Canyon, Utah County area, traveling north until it finally stopped in the area of the southern end of Salt Lake County. Same thing with Mr. Crozier's device, beginning once again in Davis County and moving south and utilizing towers along the way. So Ms. Lauber is now on the left-hand side. You can see by 7 p.m. or so, she is utilizing towers back in Provo Canyon, heading back to the Heber Valley area where she ultimately ends up. Mr. Crozier has returned back into the general area of the Davis.
That is such an insane amount of fucking text. How many texts is that? 220, like, that. Look how many texts that is. Crazy. That's got to be more texts than me and Shannon have texted each other this entire month.
County area by 8 p.m. And then you saw all the communications between Ms. Richins and Ms. Lauber. 71 texts between 2:25 p.m. and 10:33 p.m. that day. And Mr. Crozier and Ms. Lauber, 65 texts and 3 phone calls.
Now, similar to February 11th of 2022, did you look?
Wait, what was that time
Now,
frame?
similar
71 times.
to February 11th of 2022, did you look at the communications between Carmen Lauber and Robert Crozier for February 26th of 2022?
Yes.
If we could show Mr. Kotrodimos 3-34D, please.
Excuse me.
Do you recognize this?
I do.
Is this an exhibit that you helped create?
It is.
And does 3-34D accurately depict the raw data that you analyzed for that date, February 26th?
It does.
Move to admit 3-34D
States 3-34D is admitted.
and publish to the jury, please. Okay. We've seen one of these before.
Yes, we have.
We know the data that's on here. If we could, Scott, move through this at Mr. Kotrodimos as you just described.
Yeah, so there's the 4:01 p.m. Call from the previous slide. Mr. Crozier is in Davis County. Ms. Lauber is in the Heber Valley area. To the right, those are the communications between the two. There's text and some phone calls. You can see the date stamps next to those. Essentially, what this exhibit shows is the other side of that communication or that incident or event between Ms. Lauber and Ms. Crozier. Mr. Crozier and Ms. Lauber. Sorry. The two devices appear to travel in the same direction until they come to the same generalized location, utilizing those towers, and then return back to their respective starting points.
And that location that they're meeting up at, same as February 11th, 2022?
Yes, it's consistent with that, with the Draper area near that Maverick.
Thank you, Scott. Did you analyze, moving now, to March 2nd of 2022, did you analyze CDR data for Kouri Richins' device from March 2nd, 2022?
Yes.
Scott, if we could show Mr. Kotrodimos 3-17, please. Scott! Do you recognize this?
I do.
Is this the call detail records for Kouri Richins that has March 2nd?
Yes.
I'll move to admit 3-17.
317 is admitted.
And if we could show the call from 10:22 a.m., please, from March 2nd. And 10:27 a.m. Is that the same number that we see from the call at 10:22 and the call at 10:27?
It is the same number, yes.
Are those-
Ending in 1040.
Are those outgoing phone calls from Miss Kouri Richins?
Yes.
Who was she calling at 10:22 and 10:27?
That's the IRS.
What is the duration of the call made at 10?
Wait, what is the connection they're making here about the fact that why is she calling the IRS both times? Why am I not, why is that not clicking to me? What's with the IRS calls?
27.
The first call is 3 minutes, and the second call at 10:27 is 101 minutes.
Still talking about March 2nd of 2022. Did you look at communications between Kouri Richins and Eric Richins on that date?
Yes.
If you could show the witness 2-37D. Do you recognize this?
I do.
And is this an exhibit that you created?
Yes.
Is this a text message thread between Eric Richins and Kouri Richins?
Yes.
We will talk about the content of this exhibit at a later time. I just wanted to lay out the information that you're aware of what it is and where it came from.
Okay.
I now want to turn your attention to March 9th of 2022. Same questions as February 11th and February 26th. Did you look at communications between Kouri Richins and Carmen Lauber for March 9th of 2022?
Yes.
We could show Mr. Kotrodimos 3-35D. Do you recognize this?
I do.
Is this an exhibit?
Sarah says, I think she's talking to the IRS because she's fucked on her taxes. It's probably them telling her she needs to pay, or they're going to start seizing her shit. Seizing shit. Lindsay says to show she was also in tax trouble. Who the hell knows? Maybe will come up in the financial trial. I mean, that makes sense that could be that she's stressing out about the taxes.
That you helped create?
It is.
And needs a way to get more money.
Using the CDR data that you just talked about?
Correct.
Does 3-35D accurately depict the raw data contained in that CDR information?
Yes.
We'll move to admit 3-35D
States 3-35D is admitted.
and publish to the jury, please. Okay, so we've seen these before.
We have.
We're looking at the same area of the Salt Lake Valley, and again, communications for March 9th, 2022 between Kouri Richins and Carmen Lauber. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Scott, if we could move through this exhibit, please.
And this is just the same representation of those records. It shows essentially the same travel, and it depicts the conversations, text conversations or communications between Ms. Richins and Ms. Lauber's devices. We've got 10 o'clock hour, 11 o'clock hour. Ms. Lauber's moving. She moves a little north in this. If you want to stop it right there, Scott, just for the 12:11, 12:13. She moves north out of the Heber Valley for this particular event. That tower at 12:11 p.m. is located very close to the Richins residence. Other than that, the travel is going to be depicted in a similar manner. Ms. Lauber is going to travel same route through Provo Canyon into the south end of the Salt Lake County area, in an area consistent with being at or near the Draper, the Maverick and Draper. And Mr. Crozier is going to do the same thing. He's going to travel south, and his device is going to utilize towers in that direction as well. On the right-hand side, you're just seeing more communications between Ms. Lauber and Ms. Richins from that day. So Mr. Crozier and Ms. Lauber's devices are coming together, utilizing the same tower in that area. Again, that's the tower across the freeway from the Maverick in Draper. Then the two will depart, or presumably depart, and their devices are utilizing different towers until they return to their respective starting points.
Did you look at communications between Carmen Lauber and Robert Crozier from March 9th, 2022?
Yes.
If we could show the witness 3-36D. Do you recognize this?
I do.
Is this an exhibit that you helped create?
It is?
Is it using the raw data from March 9th, CDR data from March 9th, 2022?
Yes.
Does 3-36D accurately depict the raw data you just described?
It does.
Move to admit 3-36D.
Honestly, if Kouri gave this guy a stank face, I wouldn't really mind, because, like, what do you mean this is the trial for my life here and you're just giggling like a schoolgirl?
Okay. 3-36D is admitted.
And again, we've seen this before.
Yes.
This is for March 9th of 2022. And this exhibit, who are the communications between in this exhibit?
This is communications between Mr. Crozier and Ms. Lauber for that day, March 9th.
And Scott, if we could move through this exhibit, please.
And you've essentially seen the map before on the previous slide between Ms. Crozier and Ms. Lauber. The thing that's different on this is the communications are just between Mr. Crozier and Ms. Lauber, or Mr. Crozier and Ms. Lauber. General location utilizing a tower in Salt County.
So far, we looked at communications and location data for February 11th, 2022, February 26th, 2022, and March 9th of 2022. Other than those three occasions, did Carmen Lauber ever visit that Maverick and Draper in all the data that you reviewed?
Boss Lady says, hi, Jay and everyone. Super late. Honestly, no one is pretty much ever late for my streams, because half the time I don't give much advance notice, so no one's ever late.
No, her device never was never in that general area.
Did she ever meet up with Robert Crozier, did their devices come together at any other time other than those 3 occasions that we've talked about here?
No.
I want to turn your attention to March 3rd, 2022. Did you analyze data from Eric Richins' phone from the night he died?
Yes.
You looked at call records,
Yes.
and you looked at text messages and web searches.
Just a reminder to hit that like if you haven't, and follow me everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads even. Jay Bronius.
Yes.
We could show the witness 3-39D. Do you recognize this?
I do.
Is this an exhibit that you helped create?
It is.
Does it accurately depict the raw data that you reviewed from Eric Richins' phone?
Yes.
Move to admit 3-39D.
3-39D is admitted.
You could publish this to the jury, please. So you might want to step down for this so we can just describe for the jury what we're looking at here.
Sure. So this is at the top. The heading is Eric Richins' phone activity, March 3rd, 2022. This is from 8:30.
Wade Boggs in the background here. Wade Boggs, for those who know who Wade Boggs is, just had a nice little yawn. He needs a snoozle. Wade
Sure.
Boggs.
So this is at the top. The heading is Eric Richins' phone activity, March 3rd, 2022. This is from 8:30 p.m. that evening until midnight. It's basically just a moving timeline, so you can see what Eric's device was doing during that time period in context to text messaging and web searches, that type of thing. So at 8:30, there's a text to a contact named Pedro Sonora, and then there's a text from like 9 seconds later. Those continue. There's a few of those, and then there are texts between Eric Richins' device and a contact named Scott Wagner in that device. Those continue into and through 8:30. There is a discussion going on between Mr. Richins and Scott Wagner, kind of back and forth during that time. And then at 8:50 p.m. on that day, Scott Wagner calls Eric Richins, and they talk for 8 minutes and 32 seconds. At 9:45 p.m., a Google search is made from Eric Richins' device. There's a misspell in it, but it is basically searching how far is it from Scottsdale to Nogales. And then at 10:18 p.m., there's an incoming text from a contact titled Raul C&E.
Thank you. For that last text message that's listed in the 10 o'clock or 10 p.m. hour, was there any indication that that message was opened by Eric Richins?
No.
So basically, what they're saying here is that 9:45 Google search was like his last signs of life. Is that what they're getting at here?
Thank you. For that last indication, during this time frame from 8:30 p.m. to 12 a.m. on March 3rd, how many phone calls were made on Eric Richins' device?
One.
That's the phone call that you talked about to Scott Wagner.
Correct.
No other phone calls made on that device that night?
No, between 8:30 and midnight, no.
Talking about same time frame, the night of March 3rd, 2022, did you look at Kouri Richins' phone for that same time frame?
Yes.
Did you analyze the data and device events for that phone?
Yes.
If we could show 3-18D1. Do you recognize this?
I do.
Is this an exhibit that you helped create
Yes.
using the raw data from Kouri Richins' phone?
Yes.
Does 3-18D1 accurately depict the raw data that you reviewed?
It does.
I'll move to admit 3-18D1.
No.
318D1 is admitted.
If we could publish this, please. Similar to Eric Richins' device, I guess not showing communications, but what are we looking at here for this device data?
So there's an activity sensor and device events for that device.
When you say device events, what do you mean?
So there are certain events that are captured in a device in the system files that detect various things. One of those things is locks and unlocks, meaning when you locked or unlocked your phone. The activity sensor is device movement. So there are accelerometers and gyroscopes and whatnot inside your device. And when it moves and it detects movements, it reports that to the system files and it retains that.
I now want to talk about March 4th of 2022. For Kouri Richins' phone, did you look at movement and device events for Kouri Richins' phone for March 4th of 2022?
Yes.
If we could show Exhibit 3-18D. Do you recognize this?
I do.
Did you help create it?
Yes.
Does it fairly and accurately depict the raw data that you reviewed from Kouri Richins' phone?
Yes.
Move to admit 3-18D.
Okay.
3-18D.
Hey,
is
Helen.
admitted.
You're not late. I didn't even schedule this.
So walk us through, there's some different things here, and maybe you want to step down to the screen to show the jury what these different markers on this exhibit mean.
Sure. So we have a device event. The first thing we have for a device event on that day or in that morning is 3:06:50, the phone is unlocked. That unlock is for 28 seconds. At 3:07:04, there's a speaker activation. What that is there's an audio output route. There's audio routing in a device through the system files, and it detects when the speaker is activated. So anytime the phone is using the external speaker, you should get a system file report or an audio output report on that, and it'll tell you that the speaker's in use. Okay. At 3:08:10, the activity sensor picks up that a device travels 243 feet. So the 3:08:10 is the beginning of that trip. It's not the end of that trip. And at 3:10:37, the phone is unlocked for 1 minute 40 seconds. At 3:15:59, the phone is unlocked again for 37 seconds. At 3:19:07, the phone is unlocked once more for 28 seconds. And at 3:19:39 a.m., the phone is unlocked briefly for 3 seconds. We have a timestamp for a 911 call at 3:21:05. We have a receiver activation. We have a device, another activity movement, meaning the device is reporting that it had moved again. And then at 3:22, there is a receiver activation. And a receiver activation is when you hold the phone, a phone or a device up to your ear, say presumably your face, to make a phone call. There's a proximity sensor inside the device that activates the receiver, and so there's an activation there at 3:22:12.
Thank you. You talked about the receiver activation. Is it possible that a call can start before the receiver is being used?
Yes.
How does that work?
If you dial a number, for instance, the receiver activation only reports when you place the phone up to your. It has to detect the proximity sensor.
So it's a movement.
It's a movement, yes.
Did you also pull or look at data from Kouri Richins' phone from the morning of March 4th, 2022?
Yes.
We could show the witness exhibit 3-19. Do you recognize this?
I do.
What is it?
These are 3 thumbnails, PNG files recovered from Ms. Richins' device.
Does 319 accurately depict the raw data that you analyzed from Ms. Richins' phone?
Yes.
Move to admit 3-19.
Judge, may I have one near the witness? Oh, wait, we approach him.
Were located at exhibit.
Ms. Shervanek, please proceed.
Looking at exhibit 3-19, you testified these were located on or in the analysis of Kouri Richins' phone. Where specifically in that data were these images located?
They were in the image folder. They were in the image files.
What does describe what the image file is? Is that a camera roll or just more description about what an image file is?
So as it relates to these are PNG files. They were located in the image portion of, so if you open the extraction and you're analyzing it and you look under images, these are actually found in the timeline as well. Like you can just see them in there. But when you click into those, there's information that's presented to you, and it will tell you the file path of where these belong, or where they were last seen by the device. And so in the image file, there's a pathway. And so these images were last seen in a SMS, so a text, like an iMessage, photo search section is the pathway for those, meaning it was related to the messaging system inside the device.
I'll move to admit 3-19.
Mr. Ramos.
If we could just lay a little bit more foundation in terms of which people in the text message chain who indicated that they were in the...
I'm not sure that's what he said, but...
or if we could get clarification on that.
Sure. Ms. Shervanek, ask another question about I heard the words photo search related to the SMS function.
Right. So let me be a little more precise with my questions.
Okay.
Were these part of a text message?
At some point, yes.
Do you know if that text message was incoming or outgoing from Ms. Richins' device?
No.
Why not?
Because the original images and the source of these images was deleted from the phone. It no longer exists on the phone. These 3 PNG files are what we call ghost or orphaned images. When an image is, like when a text is built and you add images to it, or when you receive images and you click those, it creates a print of it, like basically a thumbnail of it. Now, if you send that text or receive that text, and then you delete it from your system, and then the database overwrites it because of time has passed and there's no more room in that file, you'll never know the source of that text, whether it was incoming or outgoing, who sent it, that type of thing. All you're going to see is the remnant of that. And that's what these are, the small PNG files.
Again, move to admit 3-19.
Rereading your objection, at this point, it seems like it's what Mr. Kotrodimos found, is a remnant of something.
I understand defendant's objection. It is respectfully overruled.
Oh, Kouri knows more than the judge. Kouri doesn't know the difference between rights and rights, R-I-G-H-T-S, and W-R-I-T-E-S, but she knows more than the judge about this.
You can explore these topics during cross-examination.
Never in a million times that she's text uses the right your, but she knows better than the judge about this.
State's Exhibit 3-19 is admitted.
Flabbergasted.
If we could publish, please. So these are the images you were just describing.
Yes.
And you described that they were found in the image files as a remnant of possibly a text message.
Right. I wouldn't say a remnant. It's a thumbnail. I mean, it's
thumbnail.
a PNG file. I mean, it's a thumbnail. Yes.
From the data that you analyzed, were you able to tell if these images were accessed by Ms. Richins' phone?
They were accessed by the system in her phone, yes.
How do you know that?
It gives an accessed indication in the file path, in the data and the extraction. It'll say when the device was accessed, and it will give a timestamp.
When we say accessed, what does that mean?
It just means when the file, or when that image was either selected or viewed, or, I mean, it's accessed. Yeah.
But it means it was selected or
You're not a genius. Stop pretending like you're so smart, you dumb idiot.
viewed by the person with that device.
Correct.
You mentioned there was a timestamp. When were these images accessed on Kouri Richins' phone?
5 more likes to hit 100. If you haven't hit it, hit that like button.
8:29 a.m. on March 4th.
Was the phone also manipulated in some way during that same time?
There was activity on that device, yes.
What do you mean activity?
There was prior to that at 8:28 there was an unlock event that lasted the duration of this access point. There was the device event log shows that the device was actually turned into portrait view, and then turned into landscape view, turned back into portrait view, until ultimately it was locked again. I think the lock was at 8:34, but I'm not 100% sure on the time.
So those, the turning of the phone, the unlocking of the phone, those correlate with the time that these images were accessed.
Yeah, around the same time, yeah, during the same unlock event.
So now I want to turn your attention to the post-April 13th, 2022 phones from Kouri Richins. We know from, Scott, if you could put up 3-37D, please. And you can publish that to the jury. It's been admitted. So I'm referencing this, the date on here when the silver phone and the blue iPhone were being used by Ms. Richins.
Right.
Did you look at, when you were analyzing the blue phone, did you find web searches during April, that time frame the phone was used, that were relevant to this case?
Yes.
Scott, if you could show the witness 3-26D. Do you recognize this?
I do.
Are these web searches that were located on that blue iPhone?
Here.
Yes.
Here. Now we get into the web searches. We can see what an actual genius Kouri Richins is.
If you could show, Scott, 3-29D. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
These also web searches that were located on the blue iPhone?
Yes.
And then Scott, also 3-30D. Same question, is this a web search that was located on that blue iPhone?
Yeah, this is web history.
A web history?
Yes, which meaning the difference is one thing is a search, the other is a site visit, a website visit.
And do these three exhibits, 3-26D, 3-29D, and 3-30D, accurately depict the raw data that you analyzed for that blue iPhone?
Yes.
I'll move to admit those three.
Mr. Ramos?
You don't have an objection to these searches and we have an objection as to how they're going to be presented, meaning that redaction. My understanding is that Mr. Kotrodimos did not make those redactions. So I'd like to approach and present a proposal on how to submit it.
Oh, Jennifer Adams, welcome to the Bo-Naders. Thank you so much, Jennifer Adams. Capri Sun's in the chat. Thank you, Jennifer.
Those. I have an instruction for a moment, 6, 29, and 30. Ladies and gentlemen, as you look at 26, 29, and 30D, you'll see these blue blobs that have no text behind them. Those are intentional redactions of information that has no relevance to this case. Please do not speculate about what was behind the blue bob. It's irrelevant. Just ignore it. Ms. Shervanek, please continue.
So as we were talking about these three exhibits that we will go through in turn, you mentioned web searches versus site visits. What
Yes.
are we looking at here?
These are web searches.
What's the difference?
So when you type a search into your device and to presumably search for something on the internet, when you type it in and you hit
Welcome to the Bose, Rich Easy Boy. Rich Easy Boy. Thank you so much. Some more Capri Suns in the chat. And for folks who don't know, if you're new to the channel, first of all, it's J Bo Nation because we learned about Bose in the Murdoch trial. Bose are friends. And we put Capri Suns, orange Capri Suns, because we found out during the Murdoch trial that Alec Murdoch liked an orange Capri Sun, and that was when I knew he did it, because who drinks an orange Capri Sun? You get the fruit punch or the cooler, the Pacific cooler. You're not going with the orange.
send to search, it logs the search that you had typed into your device.
And so someone could search for any multitude of things. We're all aware of that, but maybe not if the results come up. If they actually click on a result, that would be a site.
Right. We normally see, analysts will normally see corresponding web histories related to those searches. So if you were looking for a type of vehicle, you would have a search for a type of vehicle, like a 2026 Toyota 4Runner. You're looking to buy one. And then right behind that, you'll see web history, meaning what happened was you typed in that search field, it popped up, and then there's some suggested websites for you to go to based on your search. And if you click through to those will show as a web history, meaning a site that you actually visited.
And so what are we looking at here?
Right here, we're just looking at the search function. These are just searches that were inputted into the device.
And this is in that blue iPhone.
Rich Easy loves the puta emoji.
Puta.
Which, of course, was when we watched the Charlie Adelson trial, and the undercover said puta so hilariously that I Googled puta, and I used the Google translation as a sound effect.
Puta.
To get to the custom emojis, I think you click on the emoji button and it unlocks them if you're a member. I'm not sure exactly. I'm seeing it from like the command center, so I'm not sure how it looks like on the. But I think if you click on the emoji buttons, if you are a member, it should come up with all the custom emojis, Chris. So many, right, Marilyn? Love JJ?
Right?
In the blue iPhone, yes.
Scott, if we could do the same expanding for each page of 2-26D so the jury can see the different entries.
There they are. You got them. I guess I should read these. Utah prison, Summit County District Attorney. Can cops uncover deleted messages iPhone? How to lock my iCloud? What does lock lost iPhone actually do? Summit County District Court. How to completely wipe a iPhone clear remotely. How to erase a phone data permanently with EMI number. How to permanently delete. Damn it, Scott. How to permanently delete information from any phone. How to permanently delete information from an iPhone remotely. Can cops force you to do a lie detector test? Yes, a lot of people don't know this, but the cops they have a device that makes you speak. It makes you talk. Even though involuntary, like you don't want to speak, but the cops can make you speak. It make words come out of your mouth. What happens if you are detained, but you never got your Miranda rights? Your Miranda rights. Miranda. What are you allowed inside Utah jails? Phone Doc, Park City, CUNA Mutual Policy on Life Insurance, Cause of Death. Will life insurance pay if death certificates says pending? Death certificate says pending. Will life insurance still pay? Whoa, what the hell is that large? Federal Correctional Institute in Dublin, California. Why is she looking up that one? Federal Correctional Institute in Dublin, California. Is that a luxury luxury prisons for the rich in America? Luxury prisons. She thinks that rich people get to choose their luxury like the mind, what's going on in her brain for her to look up luxury prisons for the rich in America? Whoops. If someone is poisoned, what does it go down on the death certificate as? What is presumptive for naloxone? Is naloxone similar to heroin? What is presumptive? Can you overdose on naloxone? Where's my location on my iPhone? This is a good one. What prescription is to stop alcoholics? What prescription is to stop alcoholics? This was a pretty funny one. She wants to know her own net worth. K and Richins Realty net worth. Kouri Richins, commas, net worth. Google was going to tell her that. How to delete Facebook. Let's be honest, we've all looked that up. FBI analysis of electronics in an investigation. What is FBI analysis of electronics? You're finding out now, aren't you, girl? How to find my iPhone is off. Is location still correct? Can find my iPhone work if off? Is find my iPhone ever wrong? Can FBI find deleted messages? What does FBI do with the electronics for searches? FBI searching electronics. FBI searching electronics. What is considered non-natural manner of death jigs? Who determines cause of death on death certificate? Can the cause of death be changed on the death certificate? What is a white-collar crime? Why would the FBI be involved? And I assume that what is a white-collar crime is because once you Google luxury prisons, the Google's like, do you mean federal prison? Why would the FBI be involved? Is the medical examiner report and autopsy report different? When does the FBI get involved in the case? How long does life insurance companies take in to pay? What is lethal dose of fentanyl? What is considered a lethal dose of fentanyl? Can a matter of death be changed on a death certificate? Change my passcode on iPhone. What happens if you give Narcan to someone who doesn't need it? Is circumstance unknown an accident? How long does life insurance companies take in to pay?
So we saw some web searches on 3-26D that related to remotely wiping an iPhone or remotely deleting text messages.
Yes.
Was the blue iPhone being used by Kouri Richins in the time after her original phone that white iPhone was seized by police?
Yes.
Scott, if we could put up 3-29D.
Civil Psych says if these are chronological, they all had to be done within that first month when she's asking about life insurance because she got that within 3 months. It is kind of, I don't understand why they don't show the timestamps. We already looked at these already. Or she just looked them up again. Suffolk County District Attorney. TTA Traveler says she asked about poisoning. If she didn't do it, then why? Then it would only focus on drugs and overdose. That's all I need to convict. Oh, and now we got the site she looked at. Utah State Prison, Timpanogo's Women's Facility, Utah inmate roster. She wants to see if she can be roomies with Jill Shaw. Was that her name? Jill Shaw from The Housewife? Five things you need to know about the new Utah State Prison.
So when we're
the
seeing
old one will be turned
this
down.
activity on the phone, does that indicate a website visit?
Yes.
Can you delete everything on... Wait. Leah says, have we figured out who the epic mustache man is? I thought that was Scott. I thought Scott was the mustached man. Can you delete everything on an iCloud account? Can you delete everything off an old fin without actually having it? Can deleted text messages be retrieved? Can you chance the password remotely off of a lost cell phone? Can deleted text messages be retrieved from an iPhone? Log into iCloud account. What do cops when the sees electrobics? What do cops when the sees electrobics? Does
Again, this
know?
indicates a website visit.
What happens
Yes.
to the deleted messages? Police can't read your iMessages, but here's what they can see. What this girl should have been Googling was Signal and WhatsApp before any of this. How long does life insurance companies take in to pay? What is lethal dose of fentanyl? What is considered a lethal dose of fentanyl? Delay in claim payment for death certificate with pending cause of death. I feel like they're showing the same ones. She's on the FBI's website, seeing how they investigate. An attorney's page, the signs you're under federal investigation. Oh, so now they're just showing the websites that were... We've seen all these. How do police and forensic analysts recover deleted data from iPhones?
These are the website.
Thank you.
Yeah, I take a break.
Before beginning. Mr. Ramos,
Good.
did you want to break before beginning?
All right. Well, that is the end of the direct of Squinty McGiggles Mcgee. I think I'm going to end it here. So thank you guys all so much for being here. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for the super chats and all the things. Probably the next time I'll go live will probably be Wednesday evening to do a recap. Never say never, maybe Monday or Tuesday, but most likely Wednesday. Yeah, if you're on the replay crew, please hit that like button and subscribe to all my things. Jabronius everywhere. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. And we will see you guys. I'll see you guys next week. Most definitely Wednesday, I would say, possibly earlier. Have a good one, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, mods. Deuces, YOLO.